Okay, so there has been a request for a ergonomic setup, how to set up a safe workstation at home, your home office, your home environment. So why not make a video for everyone? I'm going to do a couple of different versions of this because we all have a different setup depending on where we're working, and sometimes that changes daily depending on what's available. So if you happen to have an office chair such as this one, the first thing you do is you adjust the height to make sure that your knees stay below your hips. So this is way too low for me. So the first thing is the chair. You want to make sure that your hips are above your knees so that your thighs are sloping slightly downwards. If when you get your hips above your knees, your feet are dangling, then you need to put your feet on top of something. So the chair comes first, feet come second. If your chair also has armrests, then I think that's pretty fantastic as well. When we are seated, we want to be supported. I have previously sat on exercise balls when I was working in an office environment, and I was up and down all the time, so it was all right. But if you are sitting for any prolonged period, all you do is you hook your feet underneath the ball and then you slouch on the desk, and it defeats the purpose of a postural reminder to sit up and just maintain a nice position. So I really like when we're seated to be supported, which for me means a nice long base of the chair, some armrests if they're available, a gentle backwards slope on the chair as well, so you're not trying to sit bolt upright because that's not really natural. We can't do that for too long. Then onto the table height. So we don't all have adjustable tables. If you do, then you want to adjust it so that your elbows are a little bit higher than your wrist. It's a really slight angle. If they're too high, you'll start to get this big crazy angle at your wrist as you go for the keyboard. So if that's an issue for you, what you can do is use those little gel pads, and that will just bump up your wrist a little bit and make them a nice even straight line from your elbow to your knuckles. So ideally you have your elbows just above your wrists, and then you want to bring everything close to you so you're not reaching. So that simple act of reaching constantly is fatiguing. Our arms weigh 6, 7, 8 kilos a piece. So when you're constantly reaching at arm's length, it does take its toll over time. The monitor or monitors, so they should be a good arm's length from you. So you might be able to just touch them with your fingertips at arm's length. The height of the monitor, we refer to the screen because the border can be different with every type of different monitor you have. So the top 1/3 should be at eye level. Look, printing paper has been around forever to adjust the height of your screen. Otherwise, those textbooks that you never refer back to, they're also really good, or you can just simply adjust the height of the monitor. If you're only working from a laptop at home, I think having an external keyboard is absolutely fantastic. It's really difficult to get both the height of the screen and the closeness of the keyboard combined with a simple laptop. So if it's an option, external keyboard is number one. Lighting is also important. So natural light is number one, and then being able to filter that is fantastic. Otherwise, some artificial lights, but making sure that they're enough so that you don't get too much eye fatigue. And if you do get eye fatigue, get out of the chair. Look, if you're growing your own wildflowers, then please include them on your desk. They're really getting quite out of control. So if you need any, Kate will happily donate all of ours, but you can have some, that's fine. So this is if you have a few adjustable things you can use: a separate keyboard, adjustable chair, 2 screens, all that fancy stuff. Not my office, Kate's office. So I'll show you my office, next one. Okay, welcome. Thanks for joining me. So, as you can see, my office doubles as our kitchen table. To get my hips above my knees, I use what I call my grandpa cushion. So that fits really well on my office chair. And and it's just the right height that now I can sit down comfortably without getting achy hips. So a couple of things. I don't have the luxury of having my screen at a really nice height, but I can still bring the keyboard really close to me. So now my wrist angle is not ideal, and that's okay. What you can do there is just make sure that you're trying to have that compromise between having the screen close but not too close, and the keyboard close enough that you can still rest your arms on the table. So my entire posture changes working in a setup just like this. So the best thing we can do, and this goes for anyone regardless of how comfortable your setup is get out of the chair. I am completely opposed to doing some stretches, in the chair because you're feeling stiff and tight. Get out of the chair. It's the best thing you can do. We have a whole bunch of 2-minute exercise videos on our YouTube channel that you can use at any time. So they're called 2-minute Move It meetings. So ideally people would do them at the start of every meeting, toolbox talk, handover, whatever it might be. But also if you're sitting for any period of time, we need to move. Sitting is the new smoking. That's been around for quite a while, and that simply refers to our system being allowed to relax. We don't want to relax our whole circulatory system. We like stress, regular, frequent, controlled stress. It promotes circulation as well, makes us more productive, which is fantastic. But what it also does is it's one of the greatest ways we can reduce our risk of high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and high blood sugar. 250 steps every half an hour. I'll negotiate, we'll go 1 hour. Or 2 minutes of one of our exercise videos, or anything at all that you want to do. So 2 minutes every hour. If you want to do it more frequently, I would absolutely encourage that. If you have any questions about how you can set up your desk, please get in contact with myself or Luke. If you need some wildflowers, get in touch as well. Happily donate many. Anything else, we're all yours. Okay, see ya.